Mahadev. In this video, I would be talking about the three kinds of mala used for Japa. Mantra Japa is a very widely practiced thing in especially the Hindu culture. And there are two ways to perform that, broadly speaking. One is without counting the number of times a mantra is being chanted, whether verbally, audibly, or mentally, or counting the number of times the mantra is being chanted. So, when mantra is being chanted without counting, that has a different effect on the mind, basically. And when mantra is chanted by counting, then it has a different kind of effect. The wider practice, the more prevalent practice is chanting mantras by counting them. And in the Hindu culture, mostly a mantra is chanted 108 times or multiples of 108 or 1008, or they can be greater in number. For most people who chant mantras and count them, the number is 108 times. Now to count 108, most people use a mala of beads. It can be of Rudraksh. Majority of people use a Rudraksh mala. Other malas are also used, like sphatik, turmeric beads, kamal gatta, and many. There are, I think, over 24 kinds of beads that are used. But I think majority of people use Rudraksh beads. Now, this method of using a mala made of beads is called a charamala. Basically, according to the Tantra Shastras, there are three kinds of malas used for chanting mantra practice. One is the charmala. Chara means movement. So, charmala, the beads move, the mala moves between your fingers. So it's called a charmala. All the malas made of beads, they move, and they are called charmala. That is according to the Tantra Shastras, that is the lowest level of mantra chanting practice. Now, there is a problem with the malas made of beads. that I've seen, observed in myself and also among many, you know, many practitioners of mantra vidya. And that is when the mala is moving between your fingers and your eyes are closed. At some time or the other, that thought pops up in your mind that, okay, uh, where have I reached? How many more beats till 108 count is finished? Or when somebody is using a mala of 54 beats or 27 beats, that thing does happen that, okay, how many more to go? And a lot of people, even very experienced practitioners, they kind of take a look, okay, this is where I am presently. Uh, that that thing is inevitable. And then there are rules and rules about how to use a mala. You have to keep it at the height of your heart, and then you have to use a gomukhi. That mala has to be hidden inside and nobody should see that mala. In the South Indian tradition, the mala that is used for japa is also worn around the neck. In North India, a mala which is used for jap, it is not supposed to be worn around the neck, and there are so many, how to energize the jap mala and how to keep it pure and all that stuff. So that's a big. If you ask me, it's a big racket. And it's big business. It's really big business. Japmalas sell by the millions. Rudraksh, Phatik, and Kamalgatta, and other stuff. Sandalwood, white sandalwood, red sandalwood, and a lot of malas are used for special purposes, like for Baglamukhi Upasana, a mala. The mala that is used is turmeric mala. And turmeric mala doesn't last long, it withers away in 1 or 2 months. So it's really big business, this whole mala thing. And anyways, most of the, I think, 99.9% of the Rudraksh malas that are used for japa and are being sold in the market, they are not aligned North Pole to North Pole and South Pole to South Pole. So, anyways, it's very clearly written in the scriptures that Vaktram Vaktrena Sanyujya Pucham Puchem Yojayet Meru Murdhva Mukham Kuryat Durdhvam Nagapashakam. Malas have to be beaded North Pole to North Pole and South Pole to South Pole. There is no exception to this rule. So nobody is interested in following this anyway. So the second kind of mala that is used, that is very strongly recommended in the Tantra Shastras, is the Kar mala. Kar means fingers. So, how to use the fingers of both hands for counting 108? That is the Karmala, which is definitely a better thing than using a mala made of beads, because it first of all, everybody's got 5 fingers, plus 5 fingers, 10 fingers. You don't have to carry anything around. You don't have to go to the market to purchase anything. And learning to use the Karmala is not very difficult. I started using, my fingers for counting 108 about, I think, 5 years back. And since then, I felt that okay, this is much better than using a mala made of beads. Uh, but yes, I think the use of Karmala is not properly promoted because all the business will collapse of the business of uh, malas being sold for japa. It's, I don't know, must not be less than a few $1 million per year. So if people learn to use the Karmala for japa, then it's bad for business. But using the Karmala gives you better awareness and more concentration, more focus, and you don't need to wonder. That question never pops up in your brain that where have I reached, how many more to go till I reach 108, because that you sense it without even giving any thought about it. I will make a video on the use of Karamala, and uh, it's not very difficult. Anybody can learn it, and using it properly is very important. So that will be the next video in this short series of videos. 3 videos in total. One is this one. The next video will be on the use of Karamala. And then the third kind of mala that is recommended by the Tantra Shastras, that is the Varna mala. So you have 3 kinds of malas: Charmala, Karmala, and Varnamala. Now, Varnamala is the highest form of mala that can be used for mantra japa, and it is also the most difficult. It's very difficult. Varnamala is using the 51 letters of the Sanskrit alphabet to count 108. So it's like Ang Namaha Shivaya, Ang Namaha Shivaya, Ing Namaha Shivaya, Ing Namaha Shivaya, Om Namaha Shivaya, Om Namaha Shivaya. So first this goes on in the linear way, goes forward till the 50th letter of the Sanskrit alphabet. And the 51st letter of the Sanskrit alphabet is not used. That is considered the Sumeru bead, the Sumeru Varna, and it is not used, it's there. So the most difficult part of learning the Sanskrit alphabet obviously is a prerequisite for using the Varnamala. It's not very difficult, even though I learned the Sanskrit alphabet at around the age of 46 by myself. So if I can learn it at the age of 46, I think anybody can. I was educated in English, and Sanskrit was, an alien thing to me. But the most difficult part of the Varnamala is the counting in reverse. So it's like Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Ing Namah Shivaya, Ing Namah Shivaya, Ang Namah Shivaya, Ang Namah Shivaya. So 50 letters forward, then 50 letters backwards. So that is the most difficult part of the Varnmala. You have to memorize it all. It's not that easy. But anyway, Karmala, it does take some time, maybe a week or 10 days to get used to it. And then it's from there on, it's very smooth. So, uh, I think if everybody begins to use the Karmala for mantra japa, it will not only enhance their practice, but it will also collapse $1 million business per year. But that's okay. I think sadhana is more about the individual, it's not about a business. Who gives a damn about the business? So next video I'll make on the use of Karmala, and then after that I'll make a video on the use of the Varnamala. I hope that helps. Har Har Mahadev.